It's a funny world we live in. Strange days indeed. Times are definitely not at all the way they used to be 20, 30, 40 years ago. And the rich have gotten richer, the wealthy have gotten wealthier. Not all wealthy people are bad. You can't be angry at somebody for being wealthy and have a big family, they're doing well. But you can be angry at the mega billionaire and the fascist. That's justified. And it's a funny thing to go from delivering people who, honestly, the money was just not worth it. And the money wasn't better delivering people. But to go from delivering people, don't get me wrong. I love doing Uber and Lyft because I was a gypsy cab driver. And I've driven in over 40 countries, different people. Hey, I'll be the driver, no problem. I'm the captain of your ship. Or the crazy taxi. I've done it all, folks, and I love doing that. But when you got someone in your backseat you don't know, you don't like, they don't like you, and they're not nice, or they smell bad, or they are just fucking looking to scam you, get a free ride, it gets old, it gets played. And the company don't give a shit. There's people, they call me on the phone and they said, people said to us, we've heard some reports about you that you're in the mafia. and then we've had enough of this. That's what the guy said, And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. Fuck you. I got the video. I didn't do nothing wrong. People want to make up shit about me. Go ahead. I'll play the tape or whatever, and we'll involve law enforcement right now because literally you can be a 5-star elite diamond driver and all it takes is one fucking idiot or one person out of 1,000 to make up some outlandish crazy story and them to decide, well, we've already made a lot of money off of Ollie, we've already made a lot of money off this driver for years, it's better for us to avoid having any type of legal action or lawsuit, whatsoever, because a lot of bad things happen, and I could have sued this company 5 times over for the people, Uber and Lyft, for the people that were allowed to be in shouldn't be allowed in public, allowed to be in my vehicle, period, and they know damn well that you cannot rely on law enforcement to save your life when someone's trying to kill you and you're driving 75 or 65 miles an hour, so be it, on the highway. It goes to show just how little regard people have for your life and safety. And I took safety, and I still take safety extremely seriously. It's funny going from delivering packages, from people delivering packages, and to see the difference that people will tip more for their fucking toothpaste or whatever, or have some rich person, people truly wealthy order shit all day long, that they don't need, and will tip more for that than they would if you drive them somewhere, because they just have a bad attitude that their car broke down, or they got stuck with this person, or they just don't like your political point of view, or they just don't like you, be they're rich or poor. There's some people out there, honestly, folks, I went out of my way carrying their stuff and driving them around. You would think they would tip you, folks. I drove people to different states, okay? I was the Superman rescue superhero in the middle of the night going to the emergency room, people puking all over themselves, disrespecting me, and I handle myself professionally, and I maintain my 5-star, 5-diamond elite, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and I can prove it. And it's funny because, if I had known that delivering packages pay better, especially if you do the medical courier thing, which I'm trying to get into, it's so much less hassle-free. I just fucking unload some bags and stuff. I was doing that, I was 12 years old, unloading trucks and stuff, And, I feel like, that's just like I go shopping. I had to do that my whole life. I go shopping anyway, and drive car anyway. So, it's sort of like, damn, I wish I could have done that and I would sit in a fucking office all these years or behind a computer. But the pay sucks, and I wish I had done it when before the pandemic, before people now live in complete fucking misery. I've never seen more unhappy people, and I've interacted with the public as customer service and front-facing in the industry, in corporate attire. You know, like I've interacted with the public for the construction my whole life quite a bit. I didn't have one of these people that always was like isolated, but had some kind of weird job, like where people don't see you but you get paid. You know, so. I've had so many different jobs in my life, from working in funeral homes on top of skyscrapers, jumping around on boats and shit, helping people do outlandish, wild things that you wouldn't typically find yourself thinking, well, gee, I didn't know how to do that, but now I know how to do that, you know, kind of thing. And now I say to myself, well, I'm walking around and I get to interact with people. And it's like 1 out of 10 people's got money. They're like, woo, hey, they got brand new cars in their driveway. They're ordering all kinds of shit. And then everybody else is really struggling, you know, and they're really trying to make ends meet. But what's not cool about some of these apps like fucking Instacart, which should be banned, is that they make you cancel. They order something. If you don't want to order what you fucking order and I put it in the fucking cart, don't cancel that shit because it's too expensive when you're about to check out. Get a replacement, tell me to replace it. Then I replace it. I walk back, you don't like that replacement, you want something else, and then you want a refund. No, you want to get something else, no wait. What the fuck is that? I spent 3 hours looking for somebody's shit the other day. An hour fucking driving there, an hour fucking dropping the shit off for 30 bucks. That's not even minimum fucking $8 an hour. That's not even fucking minimum wage, man. You know, like, what the fuck? I said, damn, you know? So they have other ones that are way better, where you just pick up and go, and there's quite a few apps out there, and I'm trying them all out, you know, and I say to myself, wow, you know, I can't wait to get my real ID because they fucked me over with my social security card. They said, even though I have a valid passport, I need to get a new social security card. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it's kind of strange. They have the real ID thing where they scan your face, facial recognition, and all this stuff like that in these apps, and it's bugged out because they said, well, you've been tagged as someone. There's bots. There's people trying to imitate you, bots. And we need you to submit a new social security number card because I've had identity theft. I've had to change my phone number, email, all my bank account information several times over the past few years. And that's the price you pay when you use different apps. You still they steal your information, and you've handled sensitive information and signed non-disclosure agreements like I have and worked on nuclear reactors. People want to know what the fuck you're doing. And the people, I look like I have money. I've been around money. I came from a very well-educated family. My immediate family struggled. They didn't really have that much money. And even by the time they retired, they both had cancer, my parents, and they had squandered their money to save the life of my brother and left me with a lot of debt. But people think I'm very wealthy and rich, and I'm not. I'm struggling. So please buy my artwork, subscribe to my YouTube channel. As much as I enjoy what I'm doing now more than any other job, I think, in a lot of ways, it doesn't pay well. And I'm looking for other work. So I kept applying this morning for other jobs based on the fact that I have a college degree. Et je parle français. You know, I mean, come on, dude. Somebody's got to give me a better gig. But I do not want to sit in a fucking office in the city ever again. That's not my thing. I'm done with that. And been there, done that. So I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, folks. But this ain't all that bad because sometimes it's hilarious. You know, like you're the dude delivering the kids like TV. Woo, yeah, the TV's here. You know, like I had a couple of these things. I wish I could have filmed it. It was hysterical. You know, and you know, I had you know, people want to help you. Yeah, you want to help me? Yeah, go ahead, your shit. You want to carry it? Go ahead. You know, and they love doing that. People like. I don't know, it's just kind of, you meet the nicest people, right? And then you get the fucking people who stayed up, you gotta hand that to me now! What the fuck? They even say hello to me, you know, like, what, how, I just, you know, typically if I wasn't, you know, employed, you know, in the circumstance, I say, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, bitch? You know, but I just don't be professional, you know, and my friend taught me the best thing, the way to deal with a Karen, because he was a maitre d' at a French restaurant in Manhattan. He was French too. He was, oh, God, I lost his number. Fuck, man. and he told me when you see a Karen, like here in Target, there's a lot of Karens here. What you do is instead of replying, you take your left or right eyebrow, which he was able to do very well. He's a genetic predisposition to doing this, and you go. For a few minutes, for like a minute or two, and it destabilizes the Karen. We'll see if it works next time I have a Karen, because I swear the next time Karen does that to me, I can't help myself. I'll put it on YouTube.